Aloha. We are in the realm of service, and so it is that we breathe. As always, breathing in, letting go. Breathing in, being here. Breathing in. Now what? In the realm of service, we are going to dive into generosity. We're going to swim in this grand idea of enoughness, abundance, so that we can give freely, so that we can give to live, so that we can give to give, so that we can be respectful to those inner desires to support, promote, endorse, be a benefactor. I love to think of my inner philanthropist. I don't know if that's a word that crosses cultures. A philanthropist, somebody who gives money generously to uplift a charitable organization, a positive presence on the planet. Generosity is a distinction of an extraordinary life. But here's what I know for certain. I have been giving away so much that I sometimes don't keep enough in here for myself, for my family, for basic needs to be met. And I'm talking about energy, I'm talking about financial resources, I'm talking about time, I'm talking about those things with which we value in our day-to-day lives. One basic mantra that I love around this is you cannot transmit something you haven't got. I've come to believe this line, which I learned in my recovery journey, is that I can't give away something that isn't already filled up within me. Now, what this doesn't mean, it doesn't mean I have to be fully enlightened in every moment to think I can even help somebody. I thought that trap for a long time too. I fell in that trap for a long time with that stinking thinking that, oh, well, I'm still having relationship issues. I can't possibly be a relational health coach. Au contraire, my friends. It is grist for the mill. It is fuel for the fire. It inspires me to show up more fully because I am one who wants to walk my talk. I am one who wants to get fully resourced so that when I'm falling apart, I can still kind of hold on and be like, oh, well, let me share some of my stumbles and fumbles along the way because we're never going to get it perfectly right. We are human. So to give generously, we get to look at the definition of generosity, the quality of being kind and generous. The extraordinary definition of generosity is the quality of being kind and generous despite feeling otherwise. So in those moments of contraction, those moments of lack energy seeping in and saying, oh, I just can't do it, we get to give where we can. We get to act as if. And this doesn't mean we go to a place of depletion. We just imagine there's somebody else I can help who maybe needs to hear this today. Acceptance is the key to a generous attitude. Acceptance of self and others. Acceptance of self is best exemplified in this famous quote by Carl Jung. It's one of my favorites. The most terrifying thing in life is to accept oneself completely. We reach a pain point with our controlling behavior because in order to perhaps feel safe, to feel generous, to feel of service, we think everybody has to behave a certain way, perform certain acts, say certain things. And this oftentimes creates pushback from what we actually want in the moment. There's also the pain point of addiction. We talked about this before in some of the earlier distinctions around clarity and the realm of compassion. Addiction is avoidance of direct experience. It is the energy leak that robs our soul. And what keeps coming up to me during this time of preparing these videos for you and downloading and uploading and airdropping and all of these tech things is it starts to feed my tech addiction, and I need to name it to tame it. So in order to generously give, I get to keep my tech addiction in check. What do I mean by that? I ask for support. I have my 2 sons in the other room uploading, downloading, tagging these videos. I'm grateful for my team. My ability to keep my tech addiction in check means maybe I'll have less screen time on these days of content generation where I'm filming a lot. I will take some media-free time. Ideally, I have a whole day, if not a whole week, where I'm not trying to keep up with emails, trying to download videos, trying to generate content and generate generosity by pouring into you and other people who consume my material, by taking a break so I can fill the resources, so I can get replenished once again. So the 3 golden ground rules of generosity. We must refill our reservoirs in order to give freely, without resentment, without addiction, without those sorts of niggly wiggly worries. Number 2, we must learn how to receive to be exceptionally generous. Receive what comes, let go of what goes, and don't chase after anything. To be made ready to receive the support, to be made ready to receive what is coming. And number 3, we must ask ourselves, how would I be acting right now if I were the best in the world at who I want my beloveds to describe me as? That's an interesting question. Another exercise around this is to ask people, when I enter a room, what do I bring? And I challenge you to ask your 5 closest peeps in your life, your 5 beloveds. They could live with you, they could work with you, they could know you in some deeper capacity. What energy do you pick up on from me when I enter the room? What do I bring into the room? What do you know about me? It's a good mirror exercise to see how you are perceived by others, and then see if your actions and your thoughts and your words and your deeds are in alignment with the legacy you want to leave behind. This realm of service really has a lot to do with legacy. What legacy do you want to leave behind? The legacy of love, the legacy of compassion, the legacy of, gosh, if I only had 3 things that I could use to express myself. If everything I'd ever done, said, or written were wiped away, what are the 3 things I'd want to be remembered for? For me, it's the power of addiction recovery, relational healing, and contemplative practice. And I do that by showing up wildly to my own tender heart daily, engaging in contemplative practices outdoors. If you see me looking away a lot, it's because I'm looking outside. I am getting resourced right now with Mauna Kea, with big clouds, with an ohia lehua tree, with a little bit of ki pu'u pu'u a'o waimea, the sideways rain that comes in. There's precipitation on the windows. Even though I'm not outside, I'm usually next to a window. I look outside a lot. I don't use it as a distraction. I use it as an anchor. So it's part of how I generously keep giving. Generosity. Here are 3 more guidelines. Commit to your vision. Know your bigger why. Why do you want to generously give? Do you want to generously give? If so, what is it that you want to transmit? Unlearn destructive habits and advocate for your beloved's well-being. That is master level relationship, when I can truly advocate for my partner's well-being, not in a codependent way of getting in there in sticky, enmeshed relations where I want to fix him. I want to do for him what I know he could do for himself, but giving him the dignity of his own journey, giving him the space that he needs. My husband and I do not operate on the same time tempo. That's redundant. We don't follow the same pace. Here's the thing, he's much more relaxed, laid back, easygoing, patient than I am. It's beautiful. It also means it takes him longer to process things, to get things done, and he fights his demons of procrastination and putting off. Whereas for me, I am more quick-paced, I'm more assertive, I'm more get shit done, I'm more active, I'm more fiery, focused at times. What this means is I'm impatient. I want shit done yesterday. I'm a get up and goer, don't know how to relax all the time kind of gal. It can be both a blessing and a curse to embrace our genuine selves. I want to get stuff done. I want to be active and engaged and energized. I also want to be able to relax, release, take it easy, and be more patient. My husband helps me learn that. When I advocate for his well-being, I'm actually healing some lost part of myself. That is true generosity. More on that later. Remember, dear one, you matter and your relationships matter. My wish, my intention is that sharing so deeply my own personal journey can help uplift you in your journey. Let me know how that's happening. I'd love to hear from you. You matter, your relationships matter. Aloha and be well.